Hello, everybody. Just as the title of this video implies, this is going to be some real talk about how my July went. Not only did I have the challenge of using one book for One Book July, but I was using a planner that was outside, well, it was different than what I normally use for a lot of reasons. But I also had really bad attitude in July. I was trying to accomplish some really big goals that I had set for myself, and I was also taking on other things that people needed me to do for them. And I don't mind helping people out at all, but I was getting this super bad attitude of, well, I can't get anything done because I don't have the time now. And I was whining. I was getting to be a whiner. I don't like that about myself. It seemed like every time I had a conversation with somebody, it was about how tired I was. So I lost focus of my systems that work so well for me. And let me show you what worked in this planner and what didn't. What I loved was this annual goals section and how I could put business goals, personal goals, goals for my home. I really loved that. And then you split up these achievement goals, he calls them, that feed into this big goal that you have, which is very much, it's similar to the 12-week year system. And so I liked that. I fell off my 12-week year in that I wasn't going back and looking at my big visions for 3 years and 5 years. And I found that when I was doing that, it was keeping me more motivated and in a much better mood to do the things I knew I needed to do to get to those big goals, those big visions for my life. So that's one way I fell off the wagon, fell off my systems. The other thing was my GTD just sort of fell to the wayside. I was having stacks of mail here and there, and I was letting things get just really disorganized in my life because I thought I didn't have time for the systems because things were so chaotic, which is exactly the time you need those systems, right? So let me show you. I love all this habit tracker kind of stuff. The habit tracker didn't work for me because I got so busy I never tracked my habits, and I got so off track really this month. And it was due to me. It was that I was so busy that I wasn't taking time to breathe and think, okay, here's my schedule. This is what I need to do. First of all, I wasn't doing my weekly review, so that would have helped with my GTD system. I wasn't looking at my visions. I was not making this planner work for me and for my life in July. Here's one of the problems I had, though, is this is your overall yearly view. And it's very much like a bullet journal view, which that's fine. I really like the way this goes. But for instance, here I had, this is a birthday that I want to remember. It's also my daughter's first day back for the fall semester, and I'm babysitting grandchildren, so I need to know that date. They fell on the same day, so there's really no room to mark both of those. I had to draw like a little arrow. And this is really your only overall view of anything. And it's sort of a yearly. This is how you want your ideal week to go, but there's nothing about giving you an overall view of what you need to do. Then you've got your routines, and I went way out. Made this routine 45 minutes to an hour in the morning. Really what I'm doing now, what I started doing the last few days, is visualizing, looking at my big visions and thinking, how am I going to reach those this week or today specifically? I'm doing that every day and just taking some time to relax and spend some time thinking about those big visions. And that's really my morning routine, other than taking a shower and getting dressed and all that other kind of stuff. I'm not building in that I've got to pick up clutter and I've got to, once I go to bed, if someone else makes a mess, I'm not going to worry about it. The startup workday ritual I love, and the shutdown workday ritual I really love. The evening ritual, I do these things. I don't think I need to have it written down like that. This is the weekly big three for the first week. I'm not going to show you this very much because I tried to make this work for my budgeting. It did not, because I was going to write my income and expenses every day. That did not happen. Another thing that didn't work for me very well with this planner is that there's no color. I mean, I could have used colorful pins, but that's not really the point of this planner. I need pretty, and I need a monthly view, and I need a weekly overall so I can see the week together. So I can quickly glance and know, okay, I've got to watch grandkids these hours. I've got an appointment here. What are the hours I can work on my big projects for my home and my business? And I can get a big picture of my week and of my month, and that doesn't have anything like that in here. What it does have is a 2-page spread for each day, and I really did love that. And some area here for notes that I can map out some things I'm thinking of in my head. Since I wasn't doing my GTD, this came in handy. But you can see how many times I'm carrying things over. And I think it was because I wasn't getting that big picture view, and I also had a bad attitude. I had a defeatist attitude, like, oh, my phone's ringing off the hook. I spent all these hours away from home working on things, and my older 2 grandchildren wanted to come over and spend the night because school's starting for them in a few weeks, and so I've had them a lot. And I just got this really bad attitude, and that is not who I want to be. So moving forward, I may use this for, look how many times I mark in here on my notes that I'm tired. That's not good. I did like this weekly review too, but again, there's no weekly view then to start out. There's no monthly view for the month. July just goes right into August. And then August goes right into September. There's no break. And I really like that break, and I really like those visuals. So I might continue with this when I have busy days and I want my 2-day spread for a day. I very much may continue with this. And mapping out some goals and some different things, I might continue with this. Reviewing my week, I think this is good for that too. But I'm going to be getting back into my planners that I love. And this is what I'm going to be using. I just have August through the end of the year in here right now. I took the other months out, and I've gotten back into it. And I'm recommitting to my systems again. I'm going to get back into my systems and really make them work for me. I read another book, or listened to it because I'm in the car a lot now, called The Power of Consistency. And I'll talk about that a little more later. But it talks a lot about your attitude. And this gentleman's had a really hard life, some of it brought on by himself, most of it. And he pulled himself out, and some of the things he did and some of the attitudes he now has are wonderful. So I'm getting back into my GTD. I'm getting back into visualizing like my 12-week year with those big goals and working towards them, those big visions. And I'm also going to be doing a little bit of a Stephen Covey thing where I have a quadrant and I work out what's urgent and important. I know you've probably seen this before, and I'll go over that because August is going to be an entire series of me getting back to my systems that work so well for me, and I know they do, getting back into having a better attitude about getting things done, the things that are important to me and the things I really want to do, and as well as finding time to be creative, finding time to spend with my family. There's no reason I can't do all of that. So I'm hoping this big picture view and this commitment to going back to the systems that I know work for me, and an extra step that I'm going to try, is really going to pull me out of the funk I've been in. I've got some really exciting things happening this month. I'm going to launch a product, and I'm really looking forward to that, and there'll be a lot more about that this month. But next Monday, I will be starting with the first week in August, the first full week in August, and talking to you about doing a weekly review and how my systems are going to work for me, or how they worked this week for sure. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I hope you'll stick around for this series. Happy planning.